What's up? Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. I got a question for you. How's your day going? For me, mine's going pretty good. I'm just, slicking, looking fresh, you know what I'm saying? Okay, guys, do you guys enjoyed a lot of nostalgic movies? I mean, who wouldn't? We were all kids, and yeah, it was a lot of fun growing up with movies from 1998 and earlier, all the way up to present and now. I'm not a huge movie guy, but there's this one movie that really stands out that I like to talk about that very intrigues me, and there's one question about it. Now, most of us remember this movie, some of us we do not, but do you guys remember that movie called Garfield? Wait, you said you had it? You only know like the comic book strips? Well, that's because, for one, it didn't do very good in Rotten Tomatoes, and yeah, was not very well received, unfortunately, but it was obviously made for kids as well. Another thing I want to say is, how the hell did Bill Murray voice Garfield? I actually did not know that, and I don't remember that when I was watching it. So anyways, if you have or have not heard about this movie, well, we're going to have one intriguing question, and that is, was the movie Garfield a good movie? And today we're going to be watching it together and I'm going to discuss if it was good or not. So the movie opens up with Garfield waking up through his alarm at his house. It kind of foreshadows everything that's been going on of how he was adopted and whatnot. And yeah, he wants to go wake up his owner, John. But you know how Garfield is. Garfield has become like a self-absorbed, very selfish person in this film, and it's actually pretty entertaining. And what he does is he tries to find other ways to wake up John, and I guess John is just a heavy sleeper. So you know what? Garfield decided why not be a shithead and jump on his bed just to wake him up. John is the owner of Garfield, of course. He takes care of him. He does whatever he needs and wants, no matter how much of a shithead Garfield is. And also keep in mind, of course, in the movie that Garfield can only talk to himself and try to talk to the humans, but in the movie, the humans cannot interact with the animal Garfield. It's just like an animals talking to animals type of situation. So it's like what they're saying to them is words, but to the humans they hear is nothing but like, what the animal noise is, like meow. So later in the movie, John's like, you know what, let's go adopt a pet. So therefore, he goes to the animal clinic and sees this wonderful lady named Liz. Apparently, this is John's crush / high school crush that he was super scared to talk to because I guess he's a very shy, trippy dude, such as me, myself. But not only that, he actually wants to adopt a pet, and I guess the pet's name is Odie, and Odie is, of course, the dog from the comic strips. But you know how Garfield is. Garfield was not having it at all. He was actually pretty pissed, and I actually don't blame him. But yeah, Garfield did not want anything to do with that fucking dog. Another thing I'd like to say before I get any further into the movie is I realized watching this movie as an adult is how much of a dick Garfield can be and is. Like, these very few clips are going to sum it up.
Okay, I think you're clean enough now. Got your towel right here.
Garfield, no!
The milk truck.
Oh, and that is even nicer.
I can see. Oh,
Mission accomplished, Normal.
So right before John leaves Liz off to go home with Odie, John actually gets a nice dinner date with Liz. And of course, the nice romantic, stereotypical, the high school sweetheart romantic story. And there is one thing I can relate so much with John. He's a huge fucking mess. And also, not only that, he's extremely unorganized. Like you see, I have ADHD, and I'm like, therefore, my mind moves at like a million, thousand, bajillion miles per hour, and that's why I bounce in my seats when I talk, because like I'm always racing in my mind. And yeah, it's actually a very cool thing to see such a nerdy character kind of be featured in a film like this. It's kind of a weird film to be featured with, but yeah, it's kind of neat, and I think we should all be more empathetic for people who have ADHD, because trust me guys, we're trying our hardest. It's not my fault, I'm stupid. So anyways, Garfield comes home with Ollie, super upset, not very happy, and of course, he talks smack to his other neighborhood cats right behind Ollie's back because Garfield's such a little bitch. John has also been paying a lot more attention to Ollie than he would be to Garfield, and Garfield is getting jealous because you know how he is. If he's not that full center of attention all the time, he's going to have a fit. But then a miracle happened. Garfield and Ollie finally have their first bond while they're watching TV, and they see like a dance show for animals and stuff like that. And what they decide to do is Ollie actually stands up and starts dancing with Garfield, and this is when they have their first bond. Alright. I'll give Garfield credit. He's finally not an asshole for once. It's kind of nice to see. So then John and Liz go on their dinner date and they bring Ollie but not Garfield. And Garfield's like, I want to come with, but little did he know that it was to a dogs only dog challenge show. To be fair to John, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, I wouldn't want Garfield the cat, you know, dogs don't like cats most of the time to get in trouble. But no, Garfield's like, I don't care, I have to go. Like, what a self-entitled brat. So John and Liz and Ollie go to the talent show, you know, just chilling, just getting ready to get started. And then all of a sudden, Garfield crashes the place. And yeah, the whole thing is just turning into a mess, into a huge disaster. But there's one thing I find particularly hilarious about this whole chase sequence when the dog chases Garfield. Like, I'll show you how bad the CGI is here. There's a scene where Garfield goes up to some girl's skirt. No, I'm not joking. And yeah, the rest of the clip will explain for itself.
Yeah, Pinky, yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm talking about? Like, they could have at least put a prop on the girl's back skirt, but no, they just have nothing there and she's just running over, punching people and crap. It's just, wow, it did not age well, but it's alright. I understand. It is from 2004, but this is also the same year Spider-Man 2 came out and it won an Oscar. Like, come on, man. Come on. I mean, I guess I can't say too much. It does say the movie in the movie title. Usually when something involves like, say Garfield the movie or anything in the movie, it'll turn out to be either a mess or yeah, not a very good film. But so far, it's not that bad of a film yet. So that's not my final conclusion. But yeah, same thing with video games. Video games could be like that too. But there's a couple that could be a low-key gem and we don't know. And that was the King Kong game for me. But anyways, back to the story. So Odie does his special happy dance he learned with Garfield at the talent show while, you know, the dogs are chasing the other cat or whatever, Garfield. And they actually win first place and you get introduced by this main antagonist or enemy character called Happy Chapman. And I'll tell you why later. He's evil. It's kind of ironic that his name's Happy Chapman, but this dude is like the opposite of being happy. It's kind of ironic. Happy Chapman offers John a spot for the dog to be on the talent show for live TV in order to give up the dog for it. And of course, John declines because he ain't have none of that crap. And yeah, and so they go home happily ever. What a wonderful date. And yeah, it was fun for everybody, except for Garfield. I mean, Garfield kind of deserved it though. It's about that time for everybody to go to bed, just call it a day. Garfield's with Audie, just chilling out. And Garfield's like, you know what? He's tired of having Audie around, so he goes back inside the house, kind of giving Audie that hint that, you know what, you can run away for all I care. And the dog wants to go back in. But of course, Audie sees the pizza guy and runs away, right? And the dog ends up getting lost the very next day. Are you starting to notice a trend? Like, come on, Garfield. I know I'm watching you. You're a complete D-bag, but you better stop doing this crap. It's safe to say that this is all Garfield's fault. Everything in this movie is blame Garfield. That's what this whole movie's about. And another thing I just realized as of recording this, I keep saying Audie instead of Odie. Like, I'm so stupid. Sorry about that. So a lady finds Audie just laying on the stair step, and once they found Audie, they actually found a sign that's put on the tree, right? And of course, Happy Chapman happens to see it. So you know what Happy Chapman does? He does the evil duties. He actually goes over to that person's address, pretends to grab out a sad, happy story or whatever bullshit he has on his mind, just so he could take the stupid dog and put him on his show. Like, Happy Chapman, that's not very happy to me. What a complete asshole move you could do. Like, that's a big L for Happy Chapman. The very next day, John realizes that Audie has been missing. So he spends all day worrying about his missing dog, forgetting about her second date with Liz. And actually, he opens up his confessions about Liz, about forgetting the date. And actually, Liz comes forward with her feelings, and John comes forward with his. So it's like a weird, love-happy, romantic, unweird, like odd situation, right? So John decides, you know what? We're gonna look for Audie. So they're gonna go to that person's address that Happy Chapman happened to beat to first. And yeah, and of course, and later in the movie, Garfield did try to help John, but honestly, I don't really blame John one bit. Garfield is just super self-centered. Hell, he's even the type of cat that actually told John not to do the date with Liz. Like, what? You don't even tell him about the dog being missing? Like, how selfish can you be? So Garfield was happy at first about Odie being gone and missing, but then he slowly realizes that he actually liked Audie more than he realized. And not only that, that he actually grew on him. And yeah, he was pretty upset. So while John and Liz go on their search for Odie, Garfield decides to run away and look for Odie himself. You see, Garfield, good job. You finally have a self-conscious and you made the right choice for once. So John and Liz go to the old address that was found on the sign, letting the happen to know that the dog wasn't there anymore, and the owner already claimed him. And not only that, Garfield actually managed to find Odie while climbing a few air vents, because you know, that's what cats do. And of course, he finds Odie, but the problem is, of course, he tries to get Odie out, but then Happy Chapman happens to walk in, ruining Garfield's day, and he reveals his evil plan to do with the dog. Apparently, Happy Chapman has a shock collar he wants to put on Odie, of course, and make him do backflips and stuff, pretty much low-key torturing the puppy just for his entertainment and to win a lot of money on his TV show, and of course make his show a lot more money, because well, who sees a flipping dog upside down and crap? Because your boy don't, and I know I don't, so yeah, that's kind of cool, but that's really of a douche move, Happy Chapman. He's not a very likable character. Another thing I have noticed about this movie is the pacing of this film is like extremely fast. It goes from one thing to another. It's very steady at the same time too, but it's like a steadily fast movement. It goes by pretty fast. I mean, I can't really blame them though. I mean, the movie is only an hour and 20 minutes long, and 12 of those minutes are probably credits. So yeah, it's not a very long movie. So Garfield goes on an epic chase to go get Odie from Happy Chapman and whatnot, and of course he ends up sliding down a few stairs and whatnot, you know, just doing some parkour crap, which is pretty neat, not gonna lie, especially for a cat. I mean, that's something you also don't see. But the problem was, unfortunately, Garfield goes to a window, and of course, he about plummets to his death, and of course, he goes through a big lasagna meme truck. I wasn't even joking about the truck. Yeah, the font that says lasagna, that was the meme format that evolved in like 2010 and beyond. It's kind of funny how this foreshadowing of predictions like that could just make a whole different generation of memes apply. It's kind of cool. So Happy Chapman happens to get away for now, and Garfield's still on the rise to go get him. And of course, he gets kidnapped, of course. Like, what the hell? Always getting kidnapped and shit. You can't just go one video without interrupting, huh? Well, you know what? Come here, I'm gonna beat you up. Come here. Oh, he's not listening. He'll be back. I don't doubt it. Garfield unfortunately gets put into a dog pound, or not dog pound, animal shelter with other animals, and he happens to meet a few of them, and they all want to come out with a escape plan so, you know, Garfield can get to Mr. Happy Chapman. Unfortunately, the sequence and scene doesn't last very long, but they happen to escape in time, and they come out with the escape plan, of course. And Garfield actually happens to find Odie right before he leaves the train. But here's the problem. The train escaped.
Hey, welcome to my world, Red. I'm gonna call somebody about this. He'll be on the block. This is police brutality.
Yes. There was a police brutality joke made in this movie. It's kind of funny, but I know what's going on right now, but I don't know, it's kind of weird to hear that joke in a kid's movie. So of course Garfield wants to come out with the escape plan to stop the trains from leaving. So what he does is he breaks into their national security office, or he sneaks into there, and of course he starts fondling around with all the crazy stuff. He's not giving a shit. And I'm very surprised stuff like this is in a kids movie because, you know, you shouldn't be teaching kids how to play with train equipment. But I know there won't be any kids, but you never know, like I said. To all the train workers out there who work at a subway station, just don't bring your kids to work and after seeing this movie. That's like simple as that. It's pretty easy. So after Garfield stops all the train and whatnot in a somewhat unique fashion while trying not to get the others killed, he actually happens to run into Odie finally, and you know what he does? He actually gets Odie out of the cage and they manage to escape together. And then, of course, Happy Chapman actually stops the escape plan until the other animals from the cell come to the rescue. I don't know about you, Happy Chapman, but you being super overly cocky around like a bunch of different aggressive animals that are all giving out angry faces to you, yeah, I wouldn't be that cocky. I'd just give the dog up. Like, screw getting attacked over that crap. But not only that they wanted Happy Chapman to suffer, what he wanted him to do was they gave him a shot collar to go upside down. Will you stop messing with my stuff? I told you you'd be back. I just told you. Stop it. No. They're my football. I'm trying to review a movie. And so yeah, Happy Chapman flips upside down and I think they live a happily ever after ending. Oh wait, one more thing. John, Liz, and Audie and them all get found by the original owners. They're all happy. And of course, Garfield's messing with Odie again. And yeah, they live a happily ever after. Yeah, I didn't mean to rush that, but it's okay. At least I got it. So now, being 22 years old, rewatching this film, was Garfield the movie a good movie? And my honest answer is, no, I'm sorry. It's definitely meant for kids, but this movie does not hold up very well in CGI and in a bunch of other things. The writing was okay, the pacing was kind of fast, and yeah, the movie was overall way too short. But hey, I guess what can you really do to put in a movie like this with comic strip characters? I mean, it's kind of like the other movies like Cat in the Hat and whatnot. You really can't do a whole lot with them outside of a book. So I'll give them props for trying. But one good thing I will say about this movie is the cinematography and the color scheme of everything is actually very appealing to look at. It's actually very cool. And I'll also give credit with the characters. They're not like super unique or very standoutish at all, but they do get the job done and they do appeal very well in the details of the story. And that's all it really matters. I mean, overall, it is a children's movie. I don't expect a masterpiece out of this, but yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. Well, everyone, that is my full-on conclusion about the movie Garfield. Let me guys know if you guys enjoyed this different formula and style of videos. I still want to stick to my stick commentary stuff, but I decided to do it with some movies that I find and enjoy when I was younger. And I thought you guys would enjoy it too. If you really like me to keep up this style of content, I'll be more than happy to recommend you guys another movie. There is a sequel to Garfield, so yeah, and stop it. I'll see you guys next time.